So, hello and a very good evening. We will talk about the India Under-19 World Cup squad. Of course, the team will play a bilateral series against South Africa in Benoni before the tournament starts. But in this video, we'll talk about the squad. We will do a squad analysis basically, and we'll circle out a few players who can be the X factor elements in this team. And of course, we'll talk about the weaknesses of this particular side and whether they can go all the way and lift the World Cup after a slight disappointment in the last edition of the tournament. I'm joined by Vaibhav and Rohit, both of whom will be in Zimbabwe to cover the Under-19 World Cup. So I'll start with Vaibhav and Rohit. Both anyone can take this. What do you think are the main strengths of this squad? Ayush Matre, Vaibhav Suryavanshi, both are household names now. But in terms of real strength of this side, what will be your pick of this particular side?
Wherever you
Vaibhav,
want to take.
I can start. Okay.
Yeah,
So
sorry.
see, apart from yesterday, we did a video. You can watch it as well. We did it around I think 3 p.m. So you can watch it. We talked thoroughly about the strength. Means the unit, the SWOT analysis. So here again, we will do the same. Like apart from Vaibhav Suryavanshi and Ayush Matre, we'll talk about the other players because we have seen and a lot of teams have seen what they are capable of. Not just the IPL, but at first class level, Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy, then Vijay Hazare as well. So see, I think this team's main strength is their depth, and by saying depth, I mean that all round depth that they have. They have the batting till 8 or 9, which is a template nowadays. Even if you look at the senior team, they have that template. You bat deep in limited overs cricket. That's the template. You get flat wickets. You can easily post. You look at the Under-19 Men's Asia Cup, which recently happened. There, India posted twice a total of 400. So now 400 is being the benchmark of 50 over cricket. So you are
mm,
capable of a team. If a team is capable of posting 400 or so runs, that means they have the depth. They fire at the top. Vaibhav Suryavanshi, Ayush Matre, they go hard at the top because they know that they have an Aaron George to anchor the innings at number 3. Then they have a Vedant Trivedi, they have a Vihan Malhotra in the middle order. Then if you go lower down the order, they have an Abhigyan Kundu, who they know that he can be very explosive right from the ball first. So you have an all-round depth, and you have given yourself more options. You have taken out specialists like Naman Pushpak, who was there in the Asia Cup squad, but now he's not there. He's been replaced by Mohammad Inan. Inan is coming as an all-rounder, not just a leg spinner. He's coming as a leg spin bowling all-rounder. And then you have R.S. Ambrish as well, who has played for Tamil Nadu, who has played 2 matches in the Ranji Trophy this season for Tamil Nadu. So you have given yourself more options. Yesterday, Rohit Bhaiya was telling me that last time he saw the Harare wicket, it was seaming around a bit, and it was more helpful for the seamers. So you have got more seam bowling options. You have got 3 spin bowling options as well. Kanish Chauhan, Khilan Patel, and Mohammad Inan. You have 3 spinners, 3 different types of spinners. You have a leg spinner, you have a finger spin, you have a left arm spinner in Khinal Patel, and your best spinner Kanish Chauhan. So you have a
mm,
variety in your spin bowling attack. If you talk about the fast bowling, you have a Kishan Kumar Singh, you have Uddham Mohan, who is capable of rattling teams with his express pace. He has played in DPL as well. So these players have that experience as well of playing different leagues and playing in front of big crowds. And then you have that X factor in D Dipesh, who has got that ability, who's got that happy knack of taking wickets when nothing is happening. Out of nowhere, he can come and take wickets. So you have variety in your bowling attack. I think variety, batting depth, these are some of the strengths of this Indian team. You have got all the bases covered. I can't really see, apart from the form of few players, I don't see a lot of weakness in this squad.
Rohit,
So I think Weber has almost talked about each and every player. But what I want to say that he has taken name of couple of players who have a this third or second gear. The problem with this team is because Weber quite in a very detailed manner he summed up about this team that what are mainly the positives of this team. Where this team will lack is something adjustment of, the momentum of an innings, which we saw in the India versus Pakistan Asia Cup final also. So you have multiple players who are operating at this point of time at number 4 or 5th gear. They don't know that when to, low down on that gearing thing, that when to come down at 1 or 2, or where you just have to, taking singles here and there. What we specifically talk about, during Virat Kohli's peak, that he understands the tempo of the game. Of course, I'm not comparing anyone here with Virat Kohli, because we all know that these are 16, 17, 18. Weber is only 14 years old. So I'm not talking about that kind of maturity, but I'm talking about something which these players have to show at a very early level, because Shubhanda, there is a cutthroat competition. We all know that amongst, these many names, there will be only 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 names who will, carry forward themselves from this under-19 squad to maybe become a good IPL player, or
Mm.
then later on play for India. Because if you talk about today's Indian team also, in under-19 2018 World Cup, Abhishek Sharma is not a big name. Arshdeep Singh was not a big name. Even Shivam Mavi and Kamlesh Nagarkoti, we talked a lot about them. But today, who's playing for India in last 3 to 4 years, played already what? 2 to 3 World Cups. That's Arshdeep Singh for you. He's selected for the third World Cup, already played 2 T20 World Cups. Most successful
Mm.
as far as that wicket column is concerned, most successful bowler. So it's not about, it's not about that you can wait for things to turn around from here. It will be a cutthroat competition. You already know, as you already said, Weber said, that two names are already the household names, Weber Suryavanshi and Ayush Matre. You have to see ahead from, and that's where I think someone like a Kanishk Chauhan, he is someone, means if you ask me that who will be your player, one player to watch out for, obviously people will take the name of Weber Suryavanshi, because the way he's hitting. Yeah, we were there in England also, Shubhanda. You know that you covered that when these boys were coming to the Birmingham, just to
Mm.
watch the Birmingham game. You covered them at that point of time. I covered them when they were playing a Beckenham youth test. And there was Weber Suryavanshi. He was playing there. He was taking catches. He was, adjusting the field. I told this to Weber Suryavanshi. Sorry, I told this to Weber, our own Weber, that, when you see Weber Suryavanshi, I'm talking about, you see someone who's, ऐसा लगता है hardly बोलता होगा, बहुत ज्यादा बोलता नहीं होगा, बात नहीं करता होगा. But when you see him as a player in the field, he's someone who literally navigate the field also there. He was very expressive with his expressions, the field changes, the bowler, about the bowlers, what to tell to the bowlers. So I think if you are, if you want this team to go ahead from here, you want performance from other players also, apart from Vaibhav Suryavanshi and Ayush Matre. You want a Kanishk Chauhan, as Vaibhav rightly said, that you want something from Vihan Malhotra also. Because if you talk about the England Youth ODI series or Australia Youth ODI or Test series, you will see someone like a Vihan Malhotra continuously scoring runs from there also. People only heard about Vaibhav Suryavanshi and Ayush Matre, but he was the one who's very consistent. Look at Aaron
Vivan
George.
has been picked by RCB also, no? In IPL.
Yeah. Vima and Kanishk also. Kanishk also been picked by
Both of them.
one more player. I think Deshwal is his name. He's also, part of the RCB squad. So all of these players were, under-19 players. And apart from that, if you see Aaron George's consistency in Asia Cup, with that, a man of the match performance from Kanishk Chauhan versus that league game against Pakistan in final. And apart from that, as Weber taken the name, I think after Kanishk Chauhan, if I want to see anyone performing, is Deepesh. I think he's someone, again, I'll have my eyes on. And then Mohammad Inan, he took a, and Ambrish also. Ambrish was not there in the Asia Cup squad because of the injury, but everyone knew that if he'll be fit before the World Cup, he will be a straight one. Yes, there are some name you can talk about at this point of time who you can say that, yes, maybe unlucky, as far as these World Cup squad is concerned. But I think this World Cup squad is completely, filled with match winners, top superstars. And then the only concern I have is the mindset. Will they go with that gung-ho approach that we have to score 400, 350, 400, 350? If there is anything related to 325, 330, which they have to, chase, then what will be their mindset? Because against Pakistan, they were like, we have to score this run in 20 overs or 15 overs. It seems like that. So I think it's more of the backroom staff job, that how do they communicate with these under-19 boys, that these are certain kind of things, how you have to play. It's not always about going for each ball, to hit it out of the park. It's also about, you can give this role to a certain individual like a Weber Suryavanshi, that you have to provide us a good start, but not for all the batters. But if you look at that Asia Cup final, you will find this, that these guys were, just have that one thing in our mind, that we have to go all guns blazing. And that's why, that is the approach, which is a dual sword approach, two side, what we call it, two do dhari talwar in Hindi, we said it. That's why you see a Abhigyan Kundu scoring that 200 runs. Otherwise, you won't see someone batting at 5 or 6, he's scoring 200, So that's the mindset of this team. But I think that was the one big reason why we lost the Asia Cup final against Pakistan.
Vaibhav, a bit on the weaknesses also. Someone here, Mohit, in our chat is saying we really have poor pace bowlers except for Dipesh Devendran. Uh, Kishan Kumar is poor and Patel is average. No comparison with Aussies.
See, I won't see poor. As I said, there are weaknesses, but weaknesses in not in the form of skills. It is on the form of the players. The current form of the some of the players, it is definitely not up to the mark, and it includes Ayush Matre as well. If you look at his performances in the Asia Cup, it was not up to the mark. Vaibhav Suryavanshi scored. Aaron George was your standout batter at number 3. I think he has made it that position his own. Everybody contributed. Vedant did, but Ayush Matre didn't score a lot of runs, and he led. I think his leadership lacked proactiveness in the final in regards
Mm.
to changes. I think I was a bit disappointed with his captaincy in the final. I think he should have done better with the options that he had. It's not like you don't have better options in the bowling. It's about how you rotate your options. That's far more important, because you have to understand that these players have not played at the senior level. So obviously there will be pressure on him. If an Pakistani opener is going hard at them, you have to rotate, you have to do something out of the box just to get that wicket. So captain also is as important as a coaching staff. And that's where Ayush Matre's captaincy will be tested in the World Cup, because you have just lost a final. Now how you will react, how you will improve yourself as a captain in the Under-19 World Cup, that will be something interesting to see. But as far as the bowling attack is concerned, I think Kishan Kumar is something who can get you wickets up front, and he's that left arm option that you have, and he genuinely has that ability to move the ball both ways, off the seam and in the air as well. So swing and seam both, like we saw with Akash Singh, who is with LSG right now. We saw with him. I think he's someone who can do the job up front with the new ball. Then you have that combat. You have a pair with Henil Patel as well. Henil Patel can do the job with the new ball. I think the only thing that they lack is, yes, consistently they have to pick wickets, because in one day cricket, obviously the white kookaburra ball doesn't swing a lot. But in 50-over cricket, if you want to put pressure back on the opposition team, you have to get wickets up front. That you couldn't do a lot in the Asia Cup, and that will be focused. The new ball bowling, I think, is a weakness, but I don't think these players lack skills. Whether it's Henil Patel or Kishan Kumar Singh, both can. Henil Patel is more of a seam bowler. Kishan Kumar Singh is more seam and swing both. So I think the bowling has that skill. It's just that they need to find that right click, and they need to do that in the ODIs, in the 50-over games against South Africa, which is just before the World Cup. I think if they can find their form there, I think we are good to go. I don't see any weaknesses in terms of skill when it comes to the bowling attack. You have the variety, you have the bowlers, you have a left arm seamer, you have a seam bowler, you have an X factor, extra pace with Dipesh Devendran. So I think we are good to go. It's just about finding the form, and I think these boys will do.
Just to add a
Very
point there, Dipesh Devendran is the highest wicket taker in the Asia Cup also. If you talk about his wicket tally, he's the one, who's constantly giving those wickets. And I think what Mohit's point here is, if you compare India's batting with India's bowling, definitely India's bowling will look like a weakness. I was telling this from the very day when the squad was not out, that if Indian selectors or anyone, if the coaching staff has to do some R&D about that, where we are lacking at this point of time. Because look, you can totally tell in the Asia Cup final that your batters weren't able to make 325, 330, 340, but it's your bowlers who lost you the game. If an opposition team already scored 300 runs batting first, then half the game is already gone. How many times you chase something like a 300 plus in a big final. I think so. There you have to talk about your bowlers also. And in my preview also, I think 3 days back or 4 days back when I did the preview, that what will be the under 19 squad will be like, I only tell this one thing, that about the top three, top four, India is very much relaxed. They know that Vaibhav Suryavanshi, Ayush Matre, Vedant, or Aaron
Aaron George.
George, uh, Kanishk or Abhigyan Kundu. You have everyone as far as your top 4 5 sorted. You don't have to think twice about this. That's why Yuvraj Gohil is also not the part of this squad. But I think one thing which is very evident at that Asia Cup final, also before that also, if you look at the youth ODIs in England, if you look at the youth ODIs in Australia also, you'll find this, that Indian team, where the team is lacking is obviously the bowling point of view, because your batting is at this point of time too strong. With the inclusion, especially with the inclusion of someone like a Vaibhav Suryavanshi and Ayush Matre, they are like the prodigies. So I don't think, by his point of view, I can totally relate that where his point is coming. But yes, as Vaibhav said, that Khilan Patel is not an average bowler, or you will just say that no, he's an average bowler. I think same goes with Dipesh Devendran. He took his name also. So he's the one who can be really handy. And then you have all round options also. Harare, which Vaibhav said, but in Harare, India doesn't have to play any league game. They have to go to Bulawayo for the league games. And then for the knockouts, they have to go to the Namibia. And then they have to again come back for the finals or the semi-finals to Harare again. So then I think the Harare will come into the picture at the very last. Before that, I think everything will be done, sorted. What I am getting at this point of time, that Bulawayo is not that big ground, if you compare it with Harare. And at this point of time, I don't know about the conditions, that what kind of conditions you will get there. But I think there must be some recce done by the Indian support staff or management. They had some kind of conversation about the fields, about the conditions, and by that choice only, I think they have included certain kind of pace bowlers into the squad, or means spinners. Because Inan also, I told this in the announcement time also, that he's the only one batter who scored that century in that triangular series. So I think he's the only batter. No other batter in that series scored 100. So I think it was very evident that he will come back, and all the changes. So I think yes, bowling wise, you can totally say that if this team lacks somewhere, that's the aggression part which I told earlier, and the bowling part.
I think one yeah, I just want to make a small point that one area that they can look to, I mean it's very difficult to add Mohammad Inan in the current 11, but you have to find, I think you have to find a way to get him in the playing 11, because he's a leg spinner, and that's where I think we lagged in the final, because leg spinners are genuine wicket takers, proven wicket takers in white ball cricket. We have seen that. If you'll talk about red ball cricket, test cricket, you won't find a lot of leg spinners playing test cricket. A lot of teams, they travel and they rely on finger spinners, but in white ball cricket, leg spinners have been very effective. Leg spinners have been teams go-to options. You name a Ravi Bishnoi, we saw obviously we lost the final to Bangladesh, but Ravi Bishnoi did extremely well in that edition of Under-19 World Cup. So leg
Even in
spinners
that
have
final,
done.
he was the one who pulled the game back.
Yes, and then from other teams you have a Rehan Ahmed as well from England. So history tells you that leg spinners have done well, whether it's under-19, whether it's white ball cricket senior level. So you have to, I think Indian team will have to find a way to get Mohammad Inan. Just you will have a strike option, and you have another batter who is in form. So you have to make most of the current form of the batter, of the player. So I think Mohammad Inan should get a chance in the playing 11, but again, at the cost of which player, that will be very interesting to see.
Weber, one final talking point. Of course, Rahul Mohapatra is here saying R.S. Ambrish and Mohammad Inan are two talented players. R.S. Ambrish can be our Ben Stokes going forward, and Inan is a proper leg spinner all rounder. Dipesh is very good, and Henin too. Who is your X Factor pick from this India squad?
See, my X factor yesterday, I also said it's Dipesh Devendran without any doubt, and I am getting more confidence with the way he batted as well against Pakistan in the final. Yes, it was a lost cause. You have no chance of winning this game now, but he was throwing his bat at everything, and that gives you confidence with the bat as well. You are a bowler, your job is to take wickets, but when you score runs in a big final, you know that I can do this once again if I get the opportunity. So for me, Dipesh Devendran, again, Kanish Chauhan is another name. Who has consistently done really well. He's your first If Ayush Matre needs wickets, he will definitely turn to Kanish Chauhan. That is the given. So he's an off spinner, and he's a very sharp off spinner. He's a very street smart customer, more like Ashwin. I won't compare. Not I am not comparing him with Ashwin, but it's just the way he operates. He knows that he can. Assume he can predict what the batter is going to do. So he's not a Yuzvendra Chahal or kind of spinner who will throw it, float it at the start. He will be like he can drag it down. He can mix the lengths really well. He can vary the pace. So I think he's very smart. That's why I said he's a very street smart operator. And again, my eyes they will definitely be on Vedant and Vihan as well, because apart from them, because I know Aaron George is in form, so I'm expecting him to score runs, him to carry out the form from Asia Cup to the World Cup. But I think then it comes down to Vedant Trivedi, Vihan Malhotra, and Abhigyan Kundu, because these three will also form a they will have that responsibility of holding the batting unit together if India lose wickets up front. So I think the focus will be on these three batters as well.
Rohit, your pick?
I think Kanishk, I said it earlier also. If I am looking forward to someone, I think he should. And the way it's because of RCB's team new talent scout team also. It's because of the way they are scouting the talent. In last couple of years, the way they have invested in the youngsters, the way they are backing their players. I think that's why also, because they were doing a lot of recce around that, who are the youngsters doing well specifically in this year. So I think uh, that's one reason also. But before that also, as I said, that in that game against Pakistan, or before that also, if you see his performance throughout the year, he was someone who's giving you confidence that he could be the next big thing. Apart from Vaibhav and Ayush, he could be the next big thing in Indian cricket. And I'm talking about senior India team. It's not only about the Under-19 World Cup. He will be the one to watch out for. So I think, yeah, Kanish Chauhan will be that guy. And as Dipesh is also there, as Vaibhav took taken the name of Dipesh. And then there are multiple players. As I said earlier, batting look very sorted. All rounders look, quite good. It's not like that you are trusting with a all rounder of 80-20 skill. You have players with a 60-40 kind of skill set. They are equally good with the bat and the ball. So I think, yeah, these two guys, if you want to know some new names, I think Dipesh and Kanishk will be ones to look out for, Shubhanda.
I think that's it for this part of Under-19 World Cup discussion. We'll continue to build up to the tournament before Vaibhav and Rohit fly out to Zimbabwe and Namibia to cover the
We are
tournament.
still waiting for our accreditation.
But yeah, we will. This is not the last time we are talking about the Under-19 World Cup squad. In the build-up, we will do many more lives and videos as well. So stay tuned for that. And for our Hindi viewers, this is a joint live. Will
Arey,
come live at 10 p.m. So be there at 10 o'clock, where we'll discuss Shreyas Iyer. He's almost done
शुभंदा काफी
a
काफी
few.
दिनों से शुभंदा काफी खबरें छुपा के बैठे हुए हैं.
शुभैंदा को सब
तो
याद भी कर रहे थे, आज शुभैंदा
हाँ,
वापसी भी हो गई इसी लाइफ के साथ.
तकिए के नीचे छुपा रखी हैं सारी खबरें.
नहीं, श्रेयस तो ऑलमोस्ट डन है, बस थोड़ा बहुत फॉर्मेलिटी बाकी है, वो भी हो जाएगा. बाकी अपडेट्स दे देंगे 10 बजे जब आएंगे. सो
10
स्टे
बजे जुड़
ट्यून्ड,
जाओ
लाइक
भाई
शेयर
आज.
एंड सब्सक्राइब. हाँ,
वही मैं
सारे
कह रहा हूँ, 10
शुभैंदा
बजे
फैंस आज वापस जुड़ जाए 10 बजे.
10 बजे जुड़ जाओ भाई आज.
आवाज कट रही है.
10 बजे जुड़ जाओ, मैंने कहा आज कद्दू कटेगा, सब में बटेगा.
सब में बटेगा. ठीक है, चलो. लेट्स मीट एट 10 o'clock on the Sports Hindi. So before then, like, share and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching this. And yeah.